In the vast silence of the universe, a whisper was heard. On an otherwise ordinary day, scientists operating a global network of deep space radio telescopes detected something unusual. A narrowband radio signal, structured, consistent, and completely out of place, appeared on their monitors. It didn't match any known astronomical phenomena. Even more curious, it came from the direction of a distant star system called Kepler 438, located approximately 470 light-years away in the constellation Lyra. Now, Kepler 438 isn't just any star. Orbiting it is Kepler 438b, a rocky exoplanet roughly the size of Earth and one of the most promising candidates ever discovered for supporting life. It sits comfortably in the so-called Goldilocks zone, the orbital sweet spot where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist. For years, astronomers had been intrigued by the possibility that this planet might resemble Earth not just in appearance, but in habitability. But nothing had ever made it more tantalizing than this signal. The team immediately ruled out all local interference. It wasn't from satellites, aircraft, ground-based radio chatter, or space probes. The pattern of the signal didn't resemble natural cosmic phenomena like pulsars or solar flares either. It was persistent, artificial, almost intelligent. The discovery stunned the scientific community. Data was sent to independent observatories for verification. The signal was real, but it wasn't repeating. It came just once and then silence. This wasn't the first time humanity had caught a strange blip from the stars. The famous WOW signal of 1977, also a narrowband radio transmission, had sparked decades of debate. But this new signal was different. It came from a region already known to potentially harbor Earth-like conditions. That alone gave it weight. What could this mean? Could it be a deliberate message? A beacon? A kind of cosmic ping from another civilization? Or something else entirely? As news of the signal spread across the globe, scientists urged caution. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But even among skeptics, there was a shared sense of wonder, an unshakable feeling that this might be the moment humanity had been waiting for. A voice from the dark, a call across the stars. And maybe, just maybe, someone, somewhere, had finally said, "You are not alone." Following the discovery of the mysterious signal from Kepler 438, the global scientific community launched a massive effort to uncover its origin. Top observatories across the United States, Europe, and China pointed their dishes toward the source, scanning the region with advanced radio arrays and deep infrared telescopes. What they hoped for was a repeat, another transmission, another clue. But the silence that followed was deafening. The signal never came again. This only deepened the mystery. Unlike a natural burst or interference, this signal appeared once and vanished, as if it had been aimed deliberately or triggered by a one-time cosmic event. Scientists reviewed the data repeatedly, testing every variable. Was it a glitch? A rogue signal bouncing off space debris? Or could it have been a fragment of a long-lost message traveling for centuries? Curiously, the timing of the signal aligned with an old, overlooked prediction, one made by famed Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga, who had claimed decades earlier that humanity would receive contact from beyond Earth in the early 2020s. While scientists generally avoid linking science to prophecy, the public fascination with this coincidence exploded. News outlets picked up the story, and theories spread like wildfire. Some believed it was a message, others, a warning. A few thought it was a cosmic accident. Behind the scenes, however, researchers were not dismissing the possibility that the signal was artificial. Some noted its extremely narrow frequency range, a hallmark of intentional transmission, and its alignment with a known Earth-like exoplanet. Others pointed to SETI's past discoveries, such as the WOW signal, which had similarly appeared once, never to return. But Kepler 438b was different. Its Earth-like characteristics weren't just similar, they were striking. It had the right size, the right orbit, and possibly even a magnetic field. If intelligent life were to evolve anywhere, this planet would be a top candidate. The real challenge now was distance. Even if a message had been sent intentionally, it would have taken nearly 470 years to get here. Any response from us would take just as long to return. If someone, or something, was reaching out, it meant they'd planned this contact long before our species invented radio. That idea alone was staggering. But perhaps the most haunting part of all, was the silence that followed. Because sometimes the scariest thing isn't what you hear, it's what you don't. What if they're still listening? What if they're waiting? Or what if that one signal was all we were ever meant to receive? Weeks turned into months. Despite the silence that followed, the mysterious signal from Kepler 438 remained etched in humanity's collective memory. It sparked debates in academic circles, inspired documentaries, and even made its way into pop culture. But beneath the buzz, scientists quietly continued the work. Data analysis teams examined every wavelength, every fluctuation. AI algorithms cross-referenced the signal pattern with millions of natural cosmic events, and still, nothing matched. Eventually, a small international research group made a curious observation. The signal's frequency bore a mathematical symmetry, almost like a sequence, a signature perhaps. Not language, but structure. Not chaos, but intention. Could it have been a technological ping, a kind of interstellar handshake? Like us, perhaps they had once reached a stage of radio technology. Maybe they broadcasted this message long ago, knowing it might only ever reach a world like ours centuries later. And now, maybe they were gone. Or maybe they never expected a reply. This theory, while impossible to prove, resonated with people in a way raw science rarely does. It wasn't just about alien life anymore. It was about connection. About time. About the fragile nature of civilizations. NASA and international partners proposed a bold idea: to send a carefully designed reply. Not a simple radio burst, but a message crafted by scientists, philosophers, artists, and even children from around the globe. A universal greeting, a snapshot of who we are, what we value, and what we dream of. The transmission was scheduled, aimed back toward Kepler 438. It would take 470 years to arrive. No one alive today would ever know if it was received. But that wasn't the point. Sometimes, the act of reaching out is what defines a species. And so, on a quiet night, deep in a control room lit by monitors and star charts, Earth spoke back. A single message, wrapped in hope, humility, and the endless curiosity that has always pushed humanity to explore the stars. For now, the signal from Kepler 438 remains a mystery. Perhaps it was a ghost from the past. Perhaps it was nothing. But perhaps it was everything. A reminder that in the cold, dark void, we're all just searching for someone to hear us, even if it takes light centuries to say hello